Promotional consideration paid for by the following.
This is awesome! Hello and welcome once again to Cheap Shot Entertainment. As if I hadn't tortured myself enough with the Resident Evil series, there's still another 4 more to go. I can take solace in the fact that once all these 4 are done, and I've seen them all, and I've done the reviews, I won't have to see them again. Maybe I'll watch the first one again, it's fun. Maybe I'll watch that with some friends when the isolation period is over, when the lockdown is over here in the UK. I think that'd be quite fun. So, next up on the list, Resident Evil Extinction. 2007 is the year, still written by Paul W.S. Anderson, but we really get into it now because there's another different director in Russell Mulcahy, and you can really start to tell now the difference in the directors and the direction it's going and things like that. But obviously with it being mainly the Paul W.S. Anderson, he's been involved all the way through, and his wife Mila Jovovich has been involved in it from the beginning as well. You can see where the differences are, and it starts to get a little bit messy at this point. But we'll go through the official description, and it is survivors of Raccoon City catastrophe travel across Nevada, travel across the Nevada desert rather, hoping to make it to Alaska of all places. Yeah, that's a place. Alice joins the caravan and their fight against the evil Umbrella Corporation. Yeah, that's definitely one way to describe it. Alice is played by Mila Jovovich, a staple in this series, and somehow she seems to have cooked up some magical powers from the T-virus. I'm not quite sure how she's managed that, because I thought, the T-virus, it turned you into a big monster, or it turned you into a zombie, or it turns you into a zombie monster, it turns you into a zombie dog, zombie frog, zombie bat, all those kind of things. But I've never seen in all the Resident Evil games that the T-virus can give you magical powers. Powers that, you've got the power to control the weather, for example, and the power, like turning like Harry Potter, like Matilda on acid. It's interesting, and I kind of just, I saw, this happens quite early on when Alice joins the caravan of survivors, and she jumps in, she throws some things, she throws some heavy stuff, she pushes some heavy stuff out of the way with her mind, little umbrellas in her eyes, and stuff happens. And it's like, I can live with the first one because it's nonsensical and it's action based. By the time we get to the third one, it's just nonsensical rubbish. It's just like the plot, the things that Alice can do are getting really far-fetched at this point. And we're not even in the fantasy world. This is supposed to be something that's happening in real time, in real life. This is how the film was set up. This is something that could happen. And she's got magical powers. I just want to get her out there because, Resident Evil, magical powers. Yeah. Anyway, Ali Larter makes her first appearance in the series as Claire Redfield, We got Odin Fur as Carlos Oliveira. Ian Glenn plays Dr. Isaacs, the guy who started the whole thing, created Alice, did all the things. We've got Ashanti in this one as Betty. She gets eaten by crows. In fact, the point where Alice joins the caravan of survivors, they get attacked by a swarm of crows. And actually, this scene is actually quite good. I quite enjoyed this scene because it was so, well, it was kind of nasty. It was. I mean, the crows were pecking people's eyes out and everything, and they were attacking them, and just like Alfred Hitchcock's The Birds, it's like some things they got absolutely right. You can imagine like infected crows would do this kind of thing. They'd swarm and they'd eat you like worms, so to speak, and yeah, there was definitely an attack, and they just throw themselves at the windows and break the windows and things like that. She got eaten by crows for being a hero because she wanted to go back and save some people. Now, yeah, let's look at Zombieland here. Don't be a hero. Yeah, let's look at the rules here. You know, rule number 1 is cardio. I think it's rule number 4 is don't be a hero. Because, you know, as much as you like people, unless it's someone very, very special, like your mum, wouldn't go back for them, really, if you were going to survive. But there you go. Jason, I mean, that's just me. Maybe I probably would go back, actually, because I'm a bit soft. But, yeah, it depends who it was, I think. Answers in the comments section down below. Who would you go back and save in a zombie apocalypse? I would go find Liz, I'd go and get Mum, I'd kill Phil, and then I'd go to the Winchester and for a nice cold pint and wait for it to all blow over. Wrong zombie film. Anyway, let's carry on, shall we? And Jason O'Mara plays Albert Wesker, and you know, this is probably one of the only things really that they get right in the whole series is Albert Wesker is the main antagonist. He's the one who's pulling the strings, and it does turn out that way in the games as well. And we get to be reintroduced to the rabbit dogs, the skinless rabbit dogs, and obviously in the end everything is good until the next film. I do put myself through some stuff for this channel. Anyway, I'm going to give this film, Resident Evil Extinction of 2007, a skinless rabbit dog out of a creepy British girl. Now, the creepy British child is obviously the Hive. It's what's she called? The Red Queen. That's it. And yeah, that's her. That's the creepy British child. Because everyone knows that there's no one more creepy than a British child with an absolute British accent, and that is not me at all, because I don't speak like that ever. Anyway, yeah, so progressively worse. I think this one's the worst one so far, and the first two were probably on par with each other, I suppose. In terms of enjoyment, but this one just, I lost it at the magical powers. The crow scene's really good, the magical powers. But let me know what you think. Are you a fan of the Resident Evil series? Do you play the games? What do you think in comparison to the two? It's been a long time since I played the games, I must confess here, being the Reverend. Been a long time since I played the Resident Evil games. And I even played the HD remakes, but I do remember playing them, and well, I remember watching people play them. I think I was too young to play them by my parents' standards. I did play Resident Evil Code Veronica, and I played Resident Evil 4, and I really enjoyed those. But yeah, what do you think? Compare the games to the films. Do the films do the games justice? In my opinion, they do not. In fact, it's just an action film dressed up as a Resident Evil film. If they change the name, to something other than Resident Evil. I don't think anybody would care for these films, and I don't think anybody would have gotten as angry at the films about being so bad. I mean, they were terrible, and they got, like I said, they got progressively worse. So anyway, that's it. I'm the Reverend, you're the Cheap Shot Nation, and I will see you on the next Quick Shot Review.